1 minute. Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com. Email your questions and comments to Lynn at pghcitypaper.com.
Well, hello there, and welcome. And look who's here.
Yeah, I heard you slagged me pretty good last week. You know, I was covering a story.
Yeah, I know. That's always your excuse. You're covering a story. You were covering a story early this morning, were you not?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, what was that about?
So
UPMC,
yesterday,
what was that?
a UPMC employee, went into the USX tower to go meet with, Jeffrey Romoff or whoever, without an appointment, of course. And then, and then was escorted from the office and, cited.
Cited? What do you mean cited?
Because she was told to leave and she didn't leave.
Oh, she didn't leave right away, so she's been cited, and so they called the police?
I believe that is what happened, yes. And the police took her out to the sidewalk and gave her a ticket and sent her on her way. And so today there was a protest for them doing that. And now this is an interesting question. Would you say that somebody who was removed from the office and gets a ticket, would you say that person was arrested?
No.
Yeah.
Arrested to me means detained.
Yes. You lose your freedom. You are.
Yeah. So what?
The representation
is that she was
arrested.
arrested.
She was arrested.
I don't think arrested, but you could say police were called.
Yeah, she was cited. She was cited. By police.
She was not arrested.
I would agree.
But
with
what kind of a fine? So you just get a ticket for trespassing?
A trespass, yeah. I suspect defiant trespass because you're instructed to leave. And
was she being loud and obnoxious?
I wasn't there. I
can't.
I can't say. I don't know if she was being loud and obnoxious. I suspect, they found her obnoxious.
Oh, I'm sure. And the effrontery of this person to think that she could simply walk in and talk to his most holy.
Right. Well, apparently he wasn't in the office.
Oh, they never are.
She said. Yes.
No, they never are when people.
She was there this morning and said, "I have to show up at work. Why doesn't he?" Which I thought was kind of funny.
That's a good line. So I can tell you're underwhelmed by the whole thing, and you think much of.
No, I mean, I was out there, and it was really cold. Like sometime between when I got on the bus and when I got off the bus,
it dropped like 10 degrees.
It did, and it was so much wind, and I was just like, my hands.
It was like 55 at 7:30, and then it was 45 at 8:30.
And it was raining, and my hand was just starting to freeze up, and it started 20 minutes late, and I was just like.
Our intrepid reporter. I know, been there.
And I wasn't dressed for it. I mean, because I wasn't ready for it to be that cold.
Well, you need to watch the weather forecast.
Yeah. I'm the only person in Pittsburgh, apparently, who doesn't watch 45 minutes of weather coverage every morning.
And those that do are simply misled.
You can predict the weather. A cat's sneezes can predict the weather.
A cat sneezes can predict the weather is what Jess is now telling us. That would require me to own a cat.
You just know that from
the internet. Jess got that from the internet, everybody.
Well, that does it. That seals it.
It's a blog in Ireland.
A blog in Ireland. Well, Irish cats can tell, maybe.
My cat was sneezing.
My cat sneezes all the time. What does that mean? What does that mean?
You live in
So if
Pittsburgh,
they
it's always
sneeze, does that mean it's going to get warmer or colder? Or there's going to be precipitation? Oh, it means rain.
Yeah.
Or precip. Okay.
I just use the most advanced scientific techniques, like seeing how fuzzy the caterpillars are. That's
Well, there's a lot of sneezing cats out there in southwestern PA today.
Here's something else I saw on the internet, though. All this cold weather has killed like zillions of stink bugs.
Oh yes, that's good news.
That's what I've
Why
heard.
wasn't that played up more?
I don't know. Like there was something about like in North Carolina, some researchers had like a whole thing of stink bugs to study,
And they all died.
Like 95% of them all like.
Ha ha! I love that. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So
Oh, it's going to be one of those. Okay.
it is.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Perhaps. So let's talk about some stuff.
Okay.
Is there anything burning? You got any fire in the belly on some issue or other? Otherwise, I'll.
No,
You
I
really
defer
don't?
to you in all these circumstances.
All right.
Prefer to dance to your lead.
All right. I'm going to give you a few little things that I found of interest,
Ready.
and you can respond or
Okay. Or not.
or not. You still haven't explained to me why a location is called a date.
Oh, yeah. Right. I keep forgetting to do that.
Well, why doesn't somebody
And by
find that
forgetting,
out?
I mean I don't care.
Well, it's an odd one. Dateline.
Yes.
Milford,
Yeah. Connecticut?
Iowa.
No.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Oh. So anyway, a Milford man has lost his job and his unemployment benefits. Listen to what
Because?
he did. He used a forklift to get a candy bar from a malfunctioning vending machine.
He just punched a hole through
I
the...
can't imagine.
Or he just used it, he lifted it up and then started shaking it back and forth like we all want to do. Is that...
He went and got a forklift and just... Why did that make... Do you know that story...
That made national
Listen,
headlines there?
In the Post-Gazette, this story got bigger... what do you call that? It got more
Ink. Space.
prominent...
Yes, yes,
Prominent placement.
yes. Then.
Then did a story on the fact that the Arizona legislature has passed legislation that allows anyone with a business to refuse to serve a gay person
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I
or a
heard
gay
that.
couple.
Yeah.
Do you... Now, that story is worthy of some
Yes,
attention,
yeah.
much more so than forklift trucks and
Yes, I
candy
would agree,
bars
yeah.
and vending machines. It's a little
Yeah.
odd.
It can't possibly hold up, I don't think.
You mean this law?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are similar laws pending all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't believe yet here in Harrisburg, but they are.
Give him time.
Yeah,
Give Daryl Metcalf time. There's only so much a guy can do.
I know! Daryl, come on!
You're letting the side down, buddy.
So, yeah, this is a law that would allow, God, because of their religious beliefs.
Right.
So they're saying that, so the state passes something that says, yes, you can discriminate against that person if your religion tells you you can.
Oh, yes, right.
Well, as a card-carrying member of the ACLU,
You have a problem with that.
that is not, I don't think religious liberty entails, there's two opposing forces.
Fists. Oh, yeah,
Fists.
forces. I see. You were gesturing metaphorically. Right. Well, so here's what I think about that. So I'll say two things. One is the backdrop for this law, I'm sure, is some story about some couple or some business somewhere that does wedding cakes and didn't want to. And like we've seen stories like this,
Yes.
right? They didn't want to do it because I just don't believe in it. And there's a portion of the American populace who hears that and says, it's their private business. Why should they get to do what they want to do?
But how short are their memories? That was the same kind of stuff we heard in the 50s, the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, about serving a black person or a black and white couple in a restaurant.
But here's the difference, I think. The context now for this sort of stuff, the sort of overall social, where our heads are at in this country, I think a lot of this is actually sort of the pump is being primed for a lot of what's going on with Obamacare, right? There's all of a sudden all this slew of bills. We see them here from these cases right around from Pennsylvania.
Of the poor and the
not even Little Sisters of the Poor. I'm talking about like family-owned businesses who they say, and there's one here north of Pittsburgh. I can't remember it's a lumber yard or someplace like that, that basically says we're a family-owned business. We've always had these Christian values. Jesus was a carpenter too, blah, blah, blah. I mean, and we are not going to provide the contraception benefits. We don't want to provide those because we don't believe in contraception. We think it's wrong. And so there's a bunch of these cases that are coming up, and I feel like that sort of contributed to this sort of overall whatever, that no business person should ever have to do anything that would directly or enable their employees to do stuff that they don't agree with.
Why would a person who is, by virtue of their religious beliefs, a true pacifist, why would they then not be able to stop paying taxes to a government that uses their money?
They already have that
to arm and to kill and to. What's the difference there?
The difference there is the difference.
You approve of everything the government.
But they are, of course not. But but let's be honest. They already have that option when it comes to abortion because of the Hyde Amendment and things like that. What does the Hyde Amendment say? The Hyde Amendment says you cannot use tax dollars to fund any kind of abortion service, no matter what, with tax dollars. They carve out this is what I'm saying. This injustice is sort of built in around sex. We don't accept it with respect to race, but we accept it with respect to sex. You and I might say drones are evil. They kill people, sometimes innocent people. They deteriorate our state and they're morally wrong. And we could sincerely believe that. And the U.S. government's response is tough shit. We don't really care. But if you and I are opposed to abortion, we can go to sleep at night knowing that the government is never spending our tax dollars for something we personally
that just has to do then with the strength of the anti-abortion.
It does. That's correct. And what I'm saying here is that we can laugh at this sort of Arizona thing, but I have a feeling that we're sort of seeing a relitigation of something you and I and a lot of other people thought was settled, which was if you are a business that provides a public accommodation, whether it be hotel rooms or a table at a restaurant or wedding cakes or whatever, you have to provide that service to everybody regardless of what you personally think of their race or whatever. And of course for them, you can't choose your race, but you do choose who you sleep with, right? I mean, that's their argument.
Fine. That's their argument. Yeah. Don't these people get sick of being on the wrong side of history? I mean, I was thinking, when we look back at some of the things that were said in history in America by respected people on certain issues. I mean, and you look at it now and you say, what the?
Yeah.
But these people are still out there saying the same kinds of things.
Well, but they don't think it's them.
They never do.
This is different.
It's always different.
Right.
Good God in heaven.
You're also assuming they're even conscious of what it was people in their movement were saying 50 years ago, and I don't think that's probably a safe assumption to make.
And speaking of Jesus, do you see he's playing at the Cineplex?
Yeah, we were talking about going to see this film in the.
You were?
Yeah, I think they were going to do. I think they're doing an airing of this film up at one of those mega churches up in the north suburbs.
Why are you going? Did you see the picture?
For the lulz.
For the what?
For the laughs. For the LOLs.
That's not. This is. Did you see the picture of Jesus? The guy.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I'd follow that guy.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. It's enough to make a man gay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is he's hot.
Wow.
He's hot, and of course, he's blonde.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's just like. Hi, folks. I'm Jesus.
Hey, baby. I just got
in.
out of a surf. I was just doing a surf movie, and then it took me. Isn't that right?
He comes up on the Dead Sea. The waves parted for him and gave him a monster curl.
Yeah. Bishop Zubik has given this 5,000 stars, and he personally has why he had a pre-advance. They must have sent it out to bishops. He has he's seen it. He's watched it 6 times. I'm telling you. Hey.
I think we were looking at the website, and I think Mary Magdalene's pretty hot too. And
they're hot.
You got to be geez, why couldn't those 2 kids just get together?
Right. And I just want to say I protest as a Jew because apparently, according to the paper today, they say they dispense with the Old Testament.
Yeah, of course.
Like this, in 10 seconds. And then they get to the New Testament.
What the action is.
Dispense with the Bible, as far as I'm concerned.
But it's the story of Jesus. You got to start somewhere, right? You can't look, when I went to, when you go to see the, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, you don't also have to watch the first 4 hours when you go to see that movie, right? You want your Old Testament, go check out a Charlton Heston film. Quit your whining.
And I want to say that I don't like the term Old Testament either. That wasn't the Jews who called it that.
Well, it's been around for a while.
That's... it's
update it.
No, When the Christians came on the scene, it was like all of a sudden, oh, to heck with that. We got an all New Testament, right? New
and improved. Testament with lemon fresh borax.
That's right. Lot easier, lot more gentle.
Testament with secret ingredient T25.
Yes, now you can go to heaven just by saying Scooby-Doo. Just say a few words and you're off.
Now you have to mean it. You can't just say it. You have to.
You don't have to mean it.
Of course you do. God knows if you.
Get out of jail free card. Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I'm in.
It's got it. It takes more than that. It takes more than that. Takes more than that. You got to be sincere.
Have you ever seen me act? I can do sincere.
You can't fool God.
Oh, dear God. All right, so
and how long he will allow your blasphemies to stand.
No, you got to check this Jesus out.
His judgment is upon you, and that right soon. I'm telling you,
there's not a man or a woman alive who doesn't want to have sex with this Jesus.
It really is.
That's true.
It really is funny. No, we saw it. I was just like, It's just like. I mean, isn't that the funny thing though? Is doesn't that say so much about us or about that particular socio whatever? Just as we just couldn't. Not only could we not imagine a Jesus who actually looked like he grew up in that area, like he actually had parents who.
What if he wasn't handsome?
Yeah. I don't think he was. I think to the extent to which
know?
I
think
think there is actually again, you have to realize everything about Jesus got written decades after he died. But I think what evidence there is that he actually was not all that comely a person.
Yeah.
And good. I mean,
I want to see the movie that gives us a Jesus, a swarthy.
Yeah.
Semitic.
Yeah. I don't know. Has there ever been one? I mean, I'm thinking of, for example, The Last Temptation of Christ, which ironically was hated by Christians, even though it was probably the only actual Christian movie that got made in the 1980s.
Right.
That was Willem Dafoe who played, who also was, a pasty complexion.
They're always pasty.
Pretty boy. I don't think you would say.
He's not pretty.
Yeah.
But, God. No, the fact that Zubik watched it 6 times. I've started.
Even the first time he knew how it was going to end.
I know. I think, what was he looking at? Why? You know the story backwards, forwards, and inside out. Oh, man. This is that stuff that was a series on TV. They've reconfigured it into a movie with what, Roma Downey and all.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
She was that touched by an angel or whatever.
I mean, give me a break. Okay, all right, never mind. Here's another big story.
I think we should go.
No,
You should
here's
come
another
with
big
us.
story.
We should all go see this movie together. It would be a hoot.
I'm not. Well, it's not nice to go into somebody's house of worship for the sole purpose
They're showing movies.
ridiculing
No, we would be
something
we would
that
be
they're.
respectful. We
You're
would just
saying
watch it.
LOL.
Right, but we wouldn't laugh during the presentation. We'd go. We'd be well behaved, and then we'd go out for drinks after.
I was trying to get people to go to the Mel Gibson one.
The bashing of the Christ, as they call that.
The porn movie.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get a bunch of people to go to that and to like break out in hysterical laughter throughout. You know?
every time he got beaten up. Confirm every libel laid at the feet of the Jews for the past 1700 years.
Or start saying, "Kill the Jews, kill the Jews." Just
in the back row, Barabbas, give us Barabbas.
And no one had the nerve to do it.
Oh, I can't imagine.
No one would come with me, and I have to admit I wouldn't do it by myself.
Yeah.
I would do it.
You would have done it?
Oh, yeah.
Jess
Yeah,
would
in
have
a
done it.
second.
I never
Jess is badass,
don't do
though.
a dare,
Really?
Oh, really?
but I would do it.
Oh, that's good to know.
That's not bad.
It's hard for me to, if somebody dares me, I get,
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. And a double dare, forget it.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, well, I was going to tell you something else, but I think we should take a break.
Excellent plan, Lynn Cullen.
Honest to Pete, I'm going to punch his lights out someday. We're going to take a break.
Email your questions and comments to Lynn at pghcitypaper.com or call Lynn at 412-316-3381. Lynn Cullen Live will return in a moment.
Moments in Black History, brought to you by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Have a greater hand in your health.
The late 1920s was a thriving time for African American businesses. In fact, during that period, black businesses were at an all-time high. This all came to an end when on October 29, 1929, the stock market collapsed, causing prices to plummet. Subsequently, businesses closed, banks closed, and the unemployment rate skyrocketed. African American businesses suffered tremendously, and blacks that did not own businesses were instantly out of a job, as blacks were often the last hired and the first fired. Officially in history, the Great Depression lasted a little over a decade. However, its effects impacted African Americans for decades thereafter. Even by 1940, 30% of black males and 33% of black females were officially reported as unemployed.
Too many of my neighbors affected by stroke. But Highmark is helping us change that by sponsoring our community stroke programs. Caring isn't new for Highmark. I know. I've been a member for 40 years. I'm Jerry Ann Allen, and I'm better with Blue.
We're reinventing affordable health care by keeping the places we call home healthy. It's why our communities are better with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield is an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association, subject to the terms of your benefit plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Chips. And I'm Dr. Tim Chips. We have a family dental practice that's been in business for over 35 years. We have 2 locations in the North Hills. We are in network with most major insurance companies, including United Concordia, Cigna, and UPMC. Find Chips Dental on the web. Remember, Chips Dental.
Pittsburgh City Paper's annual money issue is available now. Pick up one today for a unique look at the financial issues in the region. Plus, this week's Pittsburgh City Paper includes our popular education pullout guide, Decisions for the Future. Pittsburgh City Paper, available at over 1,700 locations throughout Western Pennsylvania and on the web at pghcitypaper.com, your smartphone at citypapermobile.com, and at the iPhone App Store and Google Play.
Now, it's back to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com.
That'd be Lynn Cullen and Christopher Potter.
I'm sorry.
Just stop with the surf. He can't get out of the surfing, Jesus. Well, wait.
Okay, I'm ready. Here.
All right.
Go ahead.
Good for you.
Yes.
All right.
In other events, in other news.
When you heard that they buried the dead in Potter's Field, were you upset as a child?
No, that's the name of my column, of course, at the paper. Is
I know,
Potter's
but
Field.
when you
no, I
found
don't.
that
I think I
Potter's
found out
Field-
later enough in life where I thought it was kind of badass.
So, why do they call it Potter's Field?
God, I used to know that, and I don't.
You don't?
Recall. Yeah, I'm afraid I don't.
Well, what good are you? And if they were called Cullen's Field, I would know why.
Well, I'm sure you would. Too bad for us all then.
All right. A question came up yesterday, and I want to respond to it because somebody sent me some interesting information about it. Tom, who returned yesterday.
Hooray.
Yes, looking svelte and good. I'm a little worried his pants are going to fall off.
I've been worried about that with Tom for years, actually.
Says he's had a few close calls, I think. So he said that he was at Montefiore.
Yes.
I said, nobody calls it Montefiore. I said, it's Montefiore.
Yeah.
Well, he took exception.
Oh, dear.
It's Montefiore.
Yeah.
I said, it's Italian for what? Fire Mountain?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
No, it's flowers. Fiore are flowers.
Oh,
so
mountain of flowers.
Mound of flowers or something. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it's nice.
So then I thought, well, because it was founded as a Jewish hospital, which he was not aware of.
Yeah.
Then I thought, how come a Jewish hospital has a name like Montefiore?
Yeah.
And he said, well, maybe it was named after some Italian Jew.
Okay.
Well, it turns out it was named after a guy named Moses Montefiore. Do you know what? He was the sheriff of London in like 18... It is the oddest story. What a wondrous being. A 6'3" Jew in 1820 who lived to be 100.
Yeah.
Who, when he died, I mean, like all of Britain, he was considered this incredible character. Dickens refers to him. Somebody else refers to him. Victoria, the Queen, knighted him. And he was an extraordinary humanitarian. He traveled. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Moses Montefiore. Or not.
Well, I think
so.
That's
We should know more
yes.
about him.
And why was he so? What did he do that was so
I'll give you the information here.
Celebrated, other than being 6'3", which is an accomplishment.
At that,
yes,
in that age,
yeah.
Look at him. He's a big, tall guy.
Yeah.
Moses Chaim Montefiore, first baronet.
Huh.
Jewish English financier, banker, advocate of social reform, philanthropist, and sheriff of London.
Huh. He was a big donor to industry, education, and health. Yep.
Yeah, and he was born in Livorno, Italy, 1784. And he lived to 1884.
So was the hospital constructed at the time of his death, or?
No, after that. But I'm sure it was then there to whatever. And what's interesting is he traveled to the Holy Land a gazillion times when no one was doing that. It was almost impossible to get there. It was like in 1817 he's going there. Then in 1820 he goes back. And in 1820s he just keeps going and going. And he really got religion on one when he went to Jerusalem because he wasn't a particularly observant Jew. Mm-hmm. Then he became a very observant Jew. And he's mentioned in the personal papers of George Eliot, in James Joyce's Ulysses.
Well, son of a bitch. Huh.
He was very active in the campaign to abolish slavery. He just sounds like he was a pretty neat guy. There you go. I don't know.
Look, and they looks like a newspaper ran a premature obituary for him, and he said it was a pleasure to be able to read it without my glasses on. Apparently he had perfectly good eyesight at the age of 9.
Unbelievable. So, I mean, there's too much. He did so much you can't even get to it all. But he really, really helped a ton of people. He also promoted industry, education, blah, blah, blah. He took care of Jews all over the world, went all over the place, getting Jews out of prisons in Syria and this and that. What an amazing character. And there you have it. The Montefiore Medical Center in the Bronx is named for him, and a branch of the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania also bears his name. Lots of streets named after him in Israel. And his picture is on the 1 shekel banknote, which doesn't exist anymore, by the way. Yeah. So we didn't know about him.
No.
I should have.
No, that's a good one.
I think I vaguely, once I started reading this, did. But so that's what it is. Montefiore. So it is an Italian Jewish person who became a big Englishman and a member of the... Does that put him in the House of Lords, being a first baronet?
I don't know. I'm not too up on my English parliamentary.
You're not?
No.
Yeah. He left no children. 6'3".
That's probably why he lived to be 100, actually.
Well, no, and I was just reading that, I was saying this the other day, big dogs don't have as long a life expectancy as little dogs. And the question is raised, you didn't know that? That's true. And the question was raised is, do big people, do tall people, do they not live as long as short people?
Yeah. I could see where this would be a question that would concern you.
It does. And I don't think the answer was good. I sort of forgot what the answer was, which leads me to believe it wasn't.
You put it out of your mind intentionally?
Right. It was vague.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite clear.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But, tall people get a lot of bennies for being tall.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. You get paid more?
You generally get paid more. You're generally more successful. In big crowds, you don't get claustrophobic as quickly.
Great.
People can't tell if you have a bald spot.
Okay, so
good.
Enough of this.
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to bring people up to date on that. Here's something I've been wanting to tell everybody. This is incredible. The average. Give me what you think the average age. Cannot look.
Okay.
When you took tests in school, did you go like this?
No. I was a trusting soul.
So you were?
Sure.
The average age of farmers. You saw it.
No, I didn't see it.
The average age of...
It's old, though.
You bet it's old. What do you think the average age of farmers in this country is?
56.
Very good.
Was it close?
Yes.
What was it?
58.
Okay. Huh.
58.
That's
bad. That does not bode well.
The corollary to that trend is that...
Gone. It's gone.
The corollary to that trend is you're seeing a lot of American agriculture being bought up by Wall Street interests.
Well, sure.
Which is think about that though, where that's leading us.
It's so true.
The same rocket science.
I grew up in an area that is just if you traveled anywhere, it's just one family farm after another family farm.
So if you go back now, who are they still farms?
Oh, they're there.
Yeah.
But
who owns them? Do you know?
Well, the people don't necessarily own them. Now you'll see a farm, a little farm with a little house on it, but you'll see 6 big harvest store silos. Mm-hmm. That's not that guy's.
That family farm anymore. Yeah, because you never have the capacity. You never need the capacity. Yeah.
No. So. Well. So what do you make of Jack Wagner, in case you didn't know? Jack Wagner, the former Auditor General of the state, a guy who's run for mayor of Pittsburgh and lost twice, right?
Yeah.
And ran for governor once.
Yeah, 2010. Yep.
Didn't make it. And now, with 500 people already vying for the Democratic nomination, Jack has decided he's going to give it another shot. What's he thinking? He's a good guy and a good man, and blah 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 blah. But his more recent history is not of a winner; it's of a loser. Why would you go? What is he thinking?
I think the conventional wisdom is a lot. Right now the Democratic field, which is crowded, is overrepresented with people from the eastern part of the state in the Philadelphia area. So the theory would be, if I am the candidate of the West and all these eastern candidates divvy up those Democratic votes, and Philadelphia splits a couple different ways, then I'm in a position to collect the rest of it. That would be his theory, I suppose. Mm-hmm.
When you don't like the theory?
I don't. No. I mean, no. Look, the guy just proved that he can't win in Pittsburgh.
He can't even win in Pittsburgh. So
he can't win in Pittsburgh. So why would there be any expectation that he would, take the rest? I mean, the other thing too, I guess he's sort of counting on is that he's also the most, the conservative, sort of values conservative. Although he's not, as conservative as he used to be, as he was busily telling us during the mayoral election, he'll portray himself as a fiscal conservative and that he can appeal to Democrats outside the area, and he has a certain level of name recognition from having been a state auditor general for 8 years. So that is the case. The issue is he has not. His Achilles heel has always been that he's not really able to raise very much money. We saw what happened in the mayoral race when he jumped in late. He never had a team underneath him.
Right.
And how's he going to get a team now? Because there are 8 other candidates, some of whom are very well funded and some of whom have already absorbed the top-tier political consultants.
Yeah.
So he's running around now in mid-February trying to pull together...
Jack! Come on.
I don't...
Come on. What's it?
And the other thing, too, is, again, we may not be representative of the part of the Democratic Party he's hoping to appeal to, but I don't know of a single person anywhere who said, Jesus, what this field really needs is for Jack Wagner to jump into it. Even the people who think he does not excite...
No.
He does not excite that stuff, so I'm not really sure why he's...
He must like to run.
That could be.
I can't imagine.
That's what people say.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's just in. We have our surfing Jesus, and guess what? We now are going to have our gun-toting Jesus. Did you?
No. What's this?
Former U.S. Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin, according to a speech he gave on behalf of the Family Research Council, his vision of the Second Coming, that he believes will be led by a blood-stained, gun-toting Jesus armed to the teeth with an AR-15 assault rifle.
I think this is the same general. It doesn't say so here, but I think this is the same general who was in Afghanistan and was like, our God is going to beat up their God because ours is a mighty God or whatever.
Good
I think that's the
Lord
same guy.
in heaven. I'm sorry. Excuse us down here as idiots. Okay, Boykin claims that Jesus literally wants everyone to buy assault weapons because, as according to the general, it's biblical. He said Jesus was, in fact, was pretty much holding the pen when they penned the Second Amendment. Here's what he said. Shall we do it?
Yeah.
The Lord is a warrior, and in Revelation 19, it says when he comes back, he's coming back as what? A warrior. A mighty warrior leading a mighty army, riding a white horse with blood-stained white robes. I believe the blood on the robe is the blood of his enemies, because he's coming back as a warrior. And I believe now, I've checked this out, he says. I believe that sword he'll be carrying when he comes back is an AR-15.
Please continue, General.
Now I want you to think about this. Where did the Second Amendment come from? From the Founding Fathers. I know. It's in the Constitution. Well, yeah, I know that. But where did the whole concept come from?
Oh, I see.
It came from Jesus when he said to his disciples, nah, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one.
Nope.
Okay? Jesus said that.
He said that to a couple of his apostles, yes.
Why
and they
say
bought
that?
2 swords.
Uh-oh.
So there you go. And as we know, they notably did not use them.
Why would Jesus say to buy a sword?
It's one of the more controversial passages in the...
I know, says the general. Everybody says that was a metaphor. It was not, he says. He was saying, in building my kingdom, you're going to have to fight. You won't build my kingdom with a sword, but you're going to have to defend yourself. And that was the beginning of the Second Amendment. That's where the whole thing came from. I can't prove this historically.
Because it's not actually true, but...
But I know that's where it came from. And the sword today is an AR-15. So if you don't have one, you go get one. You're supposed to have one.
It's biblical.
Oh my God. Here's him again on Jesus. Okay, we got a caller. He was a man. He was a man's man, but we feminized him in the church.
He was a tough
caller.
guy.
Go ahead.
Hi, guys. Well, first, let me just say that I don't think that Jesus is that attractive. The new Jesus is that attractive.
Wow.
What?
And I've been one to have a man crush before. I'm not above that.
You don't think he's good looking?
He's a good looking.
No, I don't really think so.
I think he's...
His eyes are dreamy.
I imagined him being much different than when I looked him up after you were saying how great.
Well, maybe you didn't see the picture we
He's
saw.
not ugly.
No.
You know, he's above average.
Oh,
but
yeah.
as Jesus should be, you know.
Yeah. Above average.
Anyway, listen, that general, he was a general?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lieutenant General, yes.
This is... I had a hot flash about a week ago due to something that kind of sunk in with me when I was on the internet. For reasons which I won't go into and don't really matter, I ended up on a website which was a paramilitary training website in West Virginia.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
That sounds like fun.
Now listen, this is not Billy Bob and his buddies out with their hunting rifles,
right.
You know, shooting at pictures of Martin Luther King. These are people from all over the country, with high-end military equipment, weapons and clothing and everything else, going to a camp in the hills of West Virginia that is run by an ex-Navy SEAL and British Special Forces guy.
Right. Yeah.
And he is training them in military techniques, modern military techniques.
For what end?
Well, it's funny that you say that because now I found that website and that kind of piqued my interest, and I started looking at others, and they all have the phrase to protect themselves from enemies, foreign
or domestic.
Domestic.
Yeah.
And they make a point of including that in all of their... And the availability of all of these things and people like this general, it really, by the time I got out, I turned off my computer. I had to because I was beginning to have a panic attack.
Yeah. But you know what you need to do?
You need to go get a gun.
You need to go buy yourself an AR-15.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible, my friend. Look it up.
Well, and then, here's the thing about it. If it were slingshots that they were telling these people to buy, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah.
Or if it was
on the other hand,
a pipe,
it's also in the Bible.
John Brown and because they're easily these are. It is the mass availability of these weapons and these things.
Yeah.
That, and I don't put it above some crazy right-winger, maybe not even crazy, maybe just whatever, Koch brother-like person that's stockpiling and putting aside money for this.
Yeah. Well, you already see there's, what was that? There's going to be that place in Idaho that was going to be their own little place, and they were going to have their own armory.
Yeah.
Like for making guns or whatever.
Listen.
I just do want to point out, though, slingshots, it's in the Bible, can do a lot of damage, too.
They can.
So just be mindful of that,
ask Goliath.
That's
I
great.
just want to say that, it's scary. Yeah. Listen, there are an awful lot of total murderous lunatics loose in this land. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And the internet does allow them to congregate more than they ever have been able to.
On the bright side, it also allows them to be tracked easily.
I'm afraid that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's all
Yes.
they think about.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They think about it and they ponder it and they
Right.
want it to happen.
Right.
And at some point, you have all that stuff. You're going to want to use it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. If the only tool in your toolbox is a hammer, everything starts
Potter's
looking like a
field
nail.
it was the field where the potters got their clay to make pots, and it wasn't good for anything else.
There you go.
Oh, so it was
So
lousy
that's why they were
soil?
buried. That's
Bad
why
soil.
potters were buried there.
There you go. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
See you guys. Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Easy.
Bye.
Boy, that was a good call.
That filled in a lot of blanks. And we're going to take a break now while we're sort of pulled ahead there for a little bit. Okay? In a minute.
Hours on the way with Lynn Cullen Live.
BergBargains.com. Log on today for exclusive bargains from your favorite local restaurants like Perrytown Draft House, Jerome Bettis Grill, Verde, Hokkaido, and the Pittsburgh Grill downtown. Plus discount tickets to the Improv Comedy Club. Sign up for the weekly email update for your chance to win a $100 gift card from this weekly spa. The all-new BergBargains.com. Pittsburgh's best bargains. BergBargains.com.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Chips. And I'm Dr. Tim Chips. We have a family dental practice that's been in business for over 35 years. We have 2 locations in the North Hills. Mention this ad for a complimentary consultation on dental implants. Early morning and evening hours are available. Find Chips Dental on the web. Remember, Chips Dental.
Have a question or an opinion? Call Lynn Cullen at 412-316-3381 or email lynn at pghcitypaper.com. Now, more with Lynn Cullen Live.
All right. Now, this is a little kid who's going places. Danielle Lee, a little Girl Scout. Oh, I might try to tell a story. Hello.
Hey, Lynn. Hey, Chris.
Hi.
Just because it does see it in with what the last caller was discussing with you, I want to know what either of you thought about the Texas lieutenant governor candidate who filmed a commercial pointing a gun at the viewer, essentially at the screen.
Yeah. And
telling President Obama to come get it if he wants to mess with Texas. And then you have the man's last name is Abbott. He's running. He's actually a gubernatorial candidate for Texas.
This is Ted Nugent's
going out
blood
campaigning
brother.
with Ted Nugent.
Yeah. He's a good man.
You know, the feces-stained coward who dodged the Vietnam War, but now goes about issuing death threats to Democratic politicians, including the president and the former Secretary of State, whom he told could kiss his machine gun.
Yes. And suck his machine gun, actually, I believe.
Oh, yeah. And Ted, he's the one who called the president, what, a mongrel?
Subhuman mongrel.
Subhuman mongrel. This and
by the way, isn't he supposed to be dead or in prison by now?
Yes, that's right. It was supposed to be a year after. It should be, he said in his first year after his reelection.
That's right.
Yeah.
Too bad. Well, Abbott, I believe, is expected to be the governor. The only person in between him and that is Wendy Davis, right? Right.
Yeah, that's the Republican nominee.
It looks like Abbott will be the Republican.
You know, at some point,
he'll make you pine for Rick Perry.
The Hispanics in Texas and the working class whites will get a bit more together and begin actually participating in voting, and Texas will go purple. But it's too soon now. Texas is red for another,
a couple cycles,
We'll see. But babies, when you elect somebody like Abbott as your head of state, I mean, that is the begin. It's clear. That is death throw time for the Republicans. These are their people. These are the people. And that ain't going anywhere after a while. Let them have their last hurrah.
But what I would understand is why do they get such a pass from the so-called liberal mainstream media on this? Can you imagine any Democratic politician campaigning with,
threatening to take out George Bush or whatever?
Even a celebrity like Nugent, who went around issuing that kind of filth about Republican candidates.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying they haven't been famous, Hollywood types who haven't said ridiculous things about right-wing political figures, but you don't then have serious candidates for governor or senator going around, campaigning with them.
Yeah, but you're forgetting. Hey, those Republicans you're talking about have to appeal to their base. And that's how they appeal to their base. That's exactly how they fire them up. That's what works for them.
What did he actually say in this ad? Because I haven't seen the ad. I don't know.
Which one? The ad
this
with
ad
the gun?
where he was pointing the gun. What did he say? Like,
do you know what he says in the ad?
Is it a threat?
Yeah, he said if President Obama wants to take their guns and mess with Texas, he can come get some while he's pointing a rifle at the screen.
Come get some.
Yeah.
How old is this guy?
Not well.
He looks
normal. He's like,
like
40s.
Relatively young
50s.
Young to middle age, early middle age.
Yeah.
I mean, 30s, mid 30s, early 40s.
That young, really? Wow.
Oh yeah. Check him out, Abbott.
Come get some.
Soon to be governor.
It has the typical Republican look, the Republican haircut.
Right.
Slightly doughy-looking white guy.
Well, what? I'm sorry. The gun he was holding, was it a straight hunting rifle or something like that? So it wasn't an AR-15. So he is an apostate.
We have to take him to task for being unbiblical. It's not an AR-15.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Why does he flaunt the Lord's will?
All right.
Why do you hate Jesus so much, Governor Abbott? That's the question we need to be asking.
Well, actually, that wasn't Governor Abbott in that one.
Oh, okay.
It was a candidate for lieutenant governor.
Oh, well, who cares? Actually, in Texas, lieutenant governor is actually the more
actually
the more powerful
office.
That is
true.
Yeah.
The governor is just a.
It just means everything in Texas is ass backwards.
Yeah,
but.
so true.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. I was trying to lighten things up by talking.
You got to get yourself an AR-15, buddy.
I was trying to lighten things up by talking about this little girl in Frisco, Girl Scout, Danielle. And she set up her cookie shop right outside a medical marijuana dispensary.
Oh, for the munchies, yeah.
Is that smart? Is she smart?
Right now, every Girl Scout in Denver is going, son of a bitch.
She was sold out in 45 minutes.
She was.
45 minutes, and she told the East Bay Express they get very hungry after. And this got to the Girl Scouts in Colorado.
That was right. Okay.
And but here's somebody from Girl Scouts of Colorado who tweeted, "If you are wondering, we do not allow our Girl Scouts to sell cookies in front of marijuana shops."
Oh.
Too bad.
Restraint of trade.
And somebody immediately started circulating a photo of Colorado Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies in front of a marijuana shop.
Yep, there we go.
But then Girl Scouts said that was a hoax.
Oh.
So who the hell knows? But that would be that's smart positioning.
Yeah. Oh, the market always finds a way, Lynn.
Oh, the market. I mean, the market.
That invisible hand.
It's really amazing, isn't it? Yes, caller, go ahead.
Hi, how you doing today?
We're doing fine, thanks.
Hey, I just want to know what you think, what the DEA guy that's retired, he was in charge of it, what he said about marijuana, what you thought about that.
What did he say?
The facts that he brought in.
What did he bring in?
You just throw those away. I don't care if you legalize pot or you don't. It doesn't affect me one way or the other, just like alcohol.
Right.
But he gave some good information about marijuana, and he said right now you talk about the drugs in there, they've already moved into Colorado.
Yeah.
So they're going to grab into this legalization of it. He said it's going to only be worse. You read his article or listen to his interview, he dealt with that for years and years. So to dismiss what that guy says, to me it's nuts. Because he got a lot of good information. He said it's a disaster to legalize it.
Oh, I see.
Like I said, I don't care.
Because it's a gateway. His argument was if you legalize it, it makes it's a gateway to other drugs.
Have you seen the governor of Colorado? He looks so happy these days because they're starting to tote up what the tax on marijuana.
Tax revenue.
They're going to get hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's just starting up. And if you think other cash-strapped states ain't going to start looking at that.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
But as far as the benefit to the society, health-wise, it really isn't good. I mean,
it might not be good. There's a lot of things that aren't good health-wise.
Right.
But should it be criminal? Should it be
why don't we
criminal?
just legalize heroin and everything else? You know?
Well,
I mean, that'll
not
start that. Then next, something else will be okay.
You can't OD on pot. Pot does not kill.
You know what the problem is? You're talking about a small percentage of people are responsible. Ones who drink alcohol, a couple drinks. But the majority of people out there that use marijuana are chronic abusers, and they smoke a lot. So that just gives them more fuel for the fire. That's my problem with it.
All right.
But like I said, I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me one way
Well,
or
I'm
the
glad
other.
you don't give a shit.
No, I don't.
You.
Thanks for
it
calling.
don't matter anyway.
Right.
There's a lot of laws that I don't like, but tough shit.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'll have to get you stoned someday.
Nah, I don't know parts of that stuff.
I know. Just do it.
It makes a lot of people. You talk about dumbing down the people. Ooh, you're going to dumb them down.
Do I
they won't know who
seem
to
dumb?
vote for.
I've been smoking pot for 50 years. Do I seem
dumb
dumb?
Dumb down more with the pot. There you go.
Am I dumb?
If you ever worked with any stoners, you would know exactly what I said, because I've worked with people that smoke pot chronically.
All right. Okay, man.
Thanks for the call.
Jeez. Can't get it through there. I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so he sent us this, the Max Velocity Tactical, Live Hard, Die Free. This is the West Virginia site. Max Velocity, keeping low and moving fast in
My name's
West
Max.
Virginia.
Max Velocity.
Max Velocity. Yeah.
He's a cop.
We got a tactical manual for post-collapse survival.
There you go. That's the thing.
We got rapid-fire tactics for high-threat protection and combat operations. We are here for those preparing for disaster survival and societal collapse. These people are stark, raving. They're scared.
Oh, they're hungry for it.
They're
They
hungry
want
for
it.
it. Yeah,
They
they
want
want it. They want to play. These are the boys that never stop playing cops and robbers and cowboys and Indians. They just love this shit.
Oh, but look at this.
You can
intro to tactical combat casualty care. So it's about taking care of people, see? Why do you...
Isn't that nice? After all the recent talk about rucks and gear in general, I think it'll be useful. It will be useful to discuss the rationale, the options, and the factors behind how you build your loadout. What are they talking about? hey, man.
You want to see how I build my loadout?
Can I see your ruck? Huh? How's your ruck?
I never ask on a first date. I was talking to a gentleman over the weekend who has read Patriot Dawn. Well, there you go.
This is unbelievable. For those of you who want to go to the site, it is Max Velocity Tactical.
I just want to know, I guess these are like camps and stuff like that.
What?
I would just
Max Velocity. It's a tactical self-defense.
No, wait a minute. He's actually claiming that Max Velocity is his name.
Oh, there he is.
I was kidding.
I know you weren't. Here he is.
Mr. Velocity, if that is your real name.
He spent 5 years as a security contractor in Iraq and Afghanistan.
He's from the Connecticut Velocities.
Oh, yeah. And he initially enlisted in the British Army Parachute Regiment. Then he went to the Royal Military Academy at Sandhurst with the Prince. Good God. And then he saw a really good market in West Virginia. Yeah, look at this guy. Woo! And his name is Max Velocity. He's become a U.S. citizen.
The problem is, when you have a kid named Max Velocity, what are you going to name his brother? Steve? Warren Velocity. Yeah.
I mean,
Clyde. Well, they're from England, I guess. So it's probably Clyde Velocity.
My guess is he changed his name.
Clyde.
That's my guess. Caller. Hello.
Hey, his brother's name is Terminal.
Hey! Thank you. I was going to bring up this Georgia license plate, but I can't. And the crap at Ole Miss, but I can't. And I just go back to what I said. I don't know that Abraham Lincoln did the right thing.
Well, let's just remember West Virginia was on our side. Sounds like they might not be this next time around.
No, they would
Thanks
not.
to the good offices of Mr. Velocity. Or Captain Velocity. I can't remember what his rank was.
Good God Almighty. No. So, yeah, these are people, these are guys playing war. Look at this. It's an amazing website. I mean, they just got...
Very sophisticated.
It's extremely... It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you want to see what kind of... You want to see what... Wait, where did I get the thing that showed... Oh, yeah, here. The class schedule.
Oh, look at that. Mobility Convoy Tactical Operations.
Class schedule. Okay, for those of you who are taking combat rifle and contact drills, that's just... A two-day class. Combat patrol is
But you have to take it before you take the combat patrol class because it's a prerequisite.
Okay. And, look out, they're full. They're sold out already. March, forget about it. It's full. Full. Oh, look. On the combat patrols, and they make...
It's on Martin Luther King weekend.
Listen to this.
These guys sound like fun, actually.
If you are flying in and wish to have ammo shipped in advance, you can ship it to the Max Velocity Tactical UPS mailbox.
The one they always open very slowly.
I don't understand. So where would you fly into this weird place?
He's not going to tell you that.
Oh, my God. Check this out. I mean, seriously. Well, shall we see how much it costs?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I can.
Okay, because I think there was a... Hang on.
Class payment.
I'm trying to get there. Okay, class payment. Come on, I said class payment. Okay, $100 deposit secures your place. The balance of payment is required by the Friday week prior. Balance payment sent to Max Velocity. You can do PayPal.
Yeah.
They don't tell you.
Yeah. They don't tell you the cost. And maybe not.
No, why don't they tell you the cost? Where is it?
Because they don't want you to know. Also, there's probably a lot of extras. Like, I guess you have to use your own ammo, right?
Yeah.
If you want to make s'mores, you probably have to bring your own marshmallows and chocolate.
I can tell that you are not serious about this.
It would be great to go and just start camping that off. You know what I mean? Just like... Does anybody want to sing any songs around the fire?
No, but I gotta tell you, this is a very slick website, and it seems like a pretty slick operation too.
Yeah, maybe I want to go.
Good God in heaven! Do you know how many times I've said that this hour?
Yeah, a bunch.
Because I don't know what else to say. We're done.
I want to know the class in Mobility Convoy Tactical Operations. You're telling me that the entire United States, this is post-collapse, but we're still going to have truck convoys? Is that how it's going to be?
Rapid fire! Wait a minute. Oh, my God. Are you all on this yet? You got to get on here. It's beyond belief. Beyond belief. You can spend...
That's great.
Now, Now, PJ might have had almost a panic attack, but I think a lot of you are just going to have a lot of fun. Hello?
Hey, it's $400.
$400?
For what? A class?
For a class.
For one class is $400.
It's $100 deposit and $300.
All right, there you go.
For the rest of it.
And you got to bring your own bullets again, I assume. So factor that in.
Bullets.
You don't want to buy them at the camp store.
Thank you. Good God.
Hello, Mr. Velocity.
Oh my God. Due to the quality of the commentariat and the amount of traffic and comments on my blog, the logical next step is to continue to grow the community and provide a place for these important discussions. I am putting in... Oh, God. This guy is... Why isn't somebody doing... Why don't you go down and do a piece on this?
Yeah, it might be fun. Again.
Huh?
But it's just,
It's not what you do?
I guess I got to get my own gun, though. You wouldn't want to be the one guy to show up at Max Velocity and not have a gun.
I think this is...
Dudes, oops.
I think this is something...
But you know what? If you guys need sunscreen...
This is something Jean Marie Laskus might go to, right? She just did the cover story for GQ on LeBron James.
Yeah.
And this would be sounds more fun. All right, well, we'll get on this. Max Velocity. Do you remember Max Headroom, or were you too...
Sure. No, yeah, that was in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Lynn, thanks.
Well, thank you
Have
so
a good
very
weekend.
much. Yes, you too.
Thanks for not, slagging me too badly when I wasn't here. People were like, man, Lynn really drilled you a new one last week. That's what people told me.
You stood me up on Valentine's Day.
I was in a court proceeding involving a person trying to get domestic partner benefits for his partner. That's what I was doing.
And you know what?
Excuse.
And you know what? He would have or he wouldn't have.
But the people,
whether you were there or not.
Oh, well, you know what? There's a shocking repudiation of the past. Like,
you
your
could
entire
have
career
called
path,
the guy
sweetheart.
later and say, "Hey, buddy, what happened? Sorry, I couldn't be there, but I have a standing date with Lynn Cullen." All right, we'll take this off air. Bye. Have a good weekend.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper, Steel City Media, and its advertisers.